Mr. Lloyd, I'm delighted to hear that you're reviving one of your films, The Freshman. I wonder if you'd care to tell us something about that.
Well, yes, seeing that we're just going to release it, I think it's very advantageous. I'm very happy to. I just got back from London about 2 weeks ago. We've taken a picture that was one of our most successful called The Freshman. And we've put a beautiful stereophonic score all through the picture, an original score. We have put sound effects all through the picture. Now remember, this is something that the picture never had in its original form. We also have a song, a popular song that becomes the love theme through the picture, and I think it's got a very good chance to be a popular hit. Also, I do a commentation in the opening. We've previewed it several times. We took it to the Berlin Film Festival, and it sounds a little egotistical to say it, but I don't think that the picture has ever gone better than it did in Berlin, even when we released it over 35 years ago. So we're very hopeful that we've got something that the public is going to like. And, of course, that's a prime feature with me because I think, like all comics, we hate to bore our audience. And unless I feel that they want it, they respond to it, and it's something that's going to fit in, I'd rather put them back on the shelf.
Hey, whatever made you stop making films, Mr. Lloyd? I think the last one you made was back in 1938, was it?
Yes, the funny thing is the last one I made, really the last one outside of one I made called Mad Wednesday, but the last one I made was back about 39. It was called Professor Beware. They're now releasing it on television here. People seem to like it. I didn't like it at the time. I thought it was a very weak picture, and I wasn't going to make another one until I got a good subject, one that really appealed to me. And I got doing other things, and the subject didn't come up, and I kept postponing, and finally, after I'd been off the screen a couple of years, I was having so much fun that I just didn't get back to making pictures. So I never really retired. I just seemed to slide into it.
Mr. Lloyd, there will be a number of people watching this interview when it comes out, some quite young people, who will not be familiar with your work. Now, for their benefit, what would you say was the essence of your sort of humor?
Well, of course, like all the early comedians, naturally in our silent period, it was what we called business, little pieces of we called them gags, in other words. But we had simple themes. Now, for instance, this Freshman was a very simple theme. All the boy wanted to do was to be the most popular boy in college, and which is quite a bite. The only thing is that he went to college with the wrong idea of how to go about it. Now, that really was the whole thing. His idea to be popular and an erroneous way of going about it. Now, my character, of course, in the early days, remember, we were all had mustaches or chin pieces or some identifying character, and which I did. I played many different ones. One of them was Lonesome Luke that I played for a long time, but I felt that was I'd never get any farther than Lonesome Luke had at that moment. So through a long story, I won't go into that, how I came to put on glasses. They gave me a definite character of a regular boy that lived next door to you. And the thing was that the glasses gave you an idea of studious or academic appearance, but I belied those. I didn't live up to what the glasses more or less promised. So I was able to go on and do whatever type of comedy I wanted, and in ours, people speak about them being slapstick all the time. Well, that's not right. The right name for the type of comedy that we did, because while there was lots of slapstick in it, it was broad comedy, it was farce comedy, it was light comedy, it had moments of dramatic comedy, and it was a blend, at least what we did, of many different types of comedy, and was far removed from what you might call just slapstick.
Would you say that film comedies today are more or less funny than they were?
Oh, I don't think you'd say that. They're different. They're entirely, the whole pattern of the comedies in those days, and that's one thing in previewing this picture, and I'm bringing this up just for a second. The cards that we gave out that the people wrote on for comments on how they did or they didn't enjoy the picture, all through the youngsters of today, and you're right, I have lost a whole generation because I've stayed off, but all through there was a comment of saying, it's different. This is different. Now, the reason I say it is what you're asking. The way we made pictures, the type, the way we put in the action and the little pieces of business are a different procedure than what they have today. And I think there's only a handful of directors that know how to make pictures the way we did a long time ago.
Mr. Lloyd, thank you very much indeed.
Well, thank you. It's been a real pleasure. I'm awfully happy that you're here in Los Angeles, and I hope to see you real soon again, and I love London. Thank you.